Detroit here, and see, I have up on my screen here what I call the beginning or intermediate requisite teaching songs. Autumn Leaves is like that too, because we can steal so much from this song and learn not only this song, Beautiful Love, but it has components in there that we can stick in other songs. So I don't have my marker here, but hopefully you can see my cursor moving around there. So the you can see that the song is in one flat or F, but it's really in D minor. Same key, D minor F, same thing. So it starts with a. Let me talk about this for a second, and I've mentioned this countless times before, but it bears repeating that if you want to learn a song, learn the number system. So let's say I don't know the number system and I want to learn this song. So I gotta remember that that's an E minor 7, A 7 of some kind, augmented 7 to a D minor 7. Then it goes to a G minor 7, C 7, F. And I gotta remember that again goes to E and blah 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 do blah blah. And oh, there's a B flat 7 stuck in there. I don't know what that's about. Then it goes to A 7, and then. Do you see how much memory is involved with that? A lot, a lot. So what I'm going to do is my overhead camera here. I'm going to hide that just for a second so you can see. Okay, so that's the whole song. Now, a better way to commit this song to memory, or any song to memory, is to learn the number system. So if I want to know this song, this is how I encode it. Oh, I got a 251 to minor. Then I got a 251 to major. Then I got a 251 to minor. Then I got a minor 6, and then I got a tritone right there going to, it's dropping down to the 6. And I'm done with this song. 251 minor, 251 major, 251 minor. Minor, major, minor. And then I got a couple of turnarounds here with a tritone dropping into its dominant chord. That turns me back to this D minor again. And I'll talk a little bit about this B7 and this E minor and this A7 in just a second. But you see how little encoding I had to do to get this song committed to memory rather than try to memorize every last chord. And oh, by the way, there's another benefit. There's a tremendous other benefit. If you learn an old school way, E minor, A7, okay, you might be able to play the song in this key, but you're stuck. As soon as somebody says play it in a different key, you're toast, right? But if you learn the number system and you learn these progressions, which is what my beginner and intermediate course is all about. Don't learn songs, learn progressions. Now you can play this song in whatever key you want. Okay, so off the soapbox. So let's start with the first component, this 251 to minor. Usually, and I'm going to bring my, what do I want to bring in? I'll bring in my overhead camera, I guess. I'll bring in that. Usually, we were taught, or I taught you in my intermediate course, if you see a 251 to D minor, you would play that. So let me ask you to hit the pause button, and I'm going to get rid of that. No, not that. Don't get rid of me. Get rid of this. So write down these chords if you don't have them. Write down these chords. Okay, hit the pause button and get these chords because I don't only have so much screen real estate. I'm gonna lose this. I'm gonna lose this lead sheet. I can still see it, but you won't be able to see it in a minute. So hit the pause button and get Okay, now, okay, so now we're in, as they say, we're in business. So the first progression is an E minor 7 flat 5 to some kind of A7 to a D minor, a 2-5-1 to minor. What I want you to do is pause right there and make sure you can play a 2-5-1 to any old minor. Not just to D minor, but to any minor. And if you need a pencil and piece of paper and write all 12 of them down and get some voicings for them. Now, here's our stock voicing to D minor. That's a D minor 7-5-5. Let me move my head out of the way so you can see, my computer chord thing going on here. So I'm going to go here. All right, I feel good over there. So you can see there's a, it says sharp 11, but it's sharp 11 and 5-5, same thing. This computer has no sense. And we're going to play this chord. A7 sharp 5 sharp 9. That takes me to a D minor. If you went through my intermediate course, you could play that in any key. If you can't, either go through that course and learn how to play minor 2-5-1s in all 12 keys, or figure out the number system. Let's say, I don't know, pick another one. A minor. Let's say my target is G minor. That's my target, right? So then what's the 2 of G? Well, it's in A minor. Now here we go. Here it is. A, it's a circular progression. Both minor and major are both circular progressions. So here's my voicing for A minor 7-5-5. And here it is for D7, sharp 5, sharp 9. Glue these together. That takes me to G minor. So I won't take the time to go through all 12 keys because I did that earlier. But you take the time to refresh yourself or learn it for the first time. Now let's go back to our song. We need an E minor 7 flat 5. Now, if you need to find this by number system, I'm only playing roots in my left hand. What's going on in my right hand? What is that note? That is the flat 7. What's this note? Well, you need to know the E scale. 1. That's a minor. That's an E minor. And there is the flat 5. So here's a regular old E minor chord. E minor triad. I guess this is the easiest way to find it. Play roots in your left hand. Play an E minor triad, right? 1, 3, 5, and it says flat 5, so let's flat that. Now let's play that. So flat triad, minor 7 flat 5. Easiest way to do it. Now from that, you ought to be able to find a minor 7 flat 5 in any old key. Here's a minor triad. Play the flat 7. Whole step down, and flat to 5. Now you have the voicing for a minor 7 flat 5. Now this voicing takes a little bit more explanation. Okay, so, but on this song, the melody is, so we gotta find another voicing for E minor 7 flat 5. So we did play this. So let's go here to accommodate the melody because, so we move this note down an octave and everything else stays the same. Now we got the melody. This is a voicing for that A7. Got shells here. Flat 7, minor 3rd, and a melody. Simple voicing. So that's another way to play a minor 2-5-1, just to accommodate the melody. One more time. Okay, so that took care of the first chunk of that song. Now I got a 2-5-1 to major. 2-5-1 to major. Um, well, let's play it. Let's do it the way we did it. Because the melody is on the 11th, so you better believe I'm going to jump on this G minor 11 chord. And I'll do it ninth and I didn't have to. Now, I just made that video last week or a couple days ago. I can play a 10th here, play it this way, or I can play it this way. So that G minor 11, oh, I'm playing wrong. I had that left hand wrong, didn't I? So I'm working on a 2-5-1 into F. So what's a 2-5? You ought to be able to play a major 2-5-1 to any old key. What if I want to play a 2-5-1 into E flat? Okay, what's the 2? Now I'm on E flat. What if I want to play a 2-5-1 into A flat? Any old key. So you can see how this Beautiful Loves song has things. I mean, the writers of songs just recycle, rinse, repeat. These same progressions show up over and over and over and over again. So a couple things. Learn progressions, not songs. And then apply progressions to songs. Now, if you sat there and said, oh, this is an E minor 7 flat 5, A7, D minor, G minor 7, C7, blah, 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 blah. That takes too much brain power, and you're only going to learn that in one key. So if you learn 2-5-1 minor to 2-5-1 major, and somebody says, I want to sing this song in E flat. Let's just take the first part of it, just so I can prove my point. Prove my point. Some of you are learning songs the hard way, so let me prove my point here. So the singer shows up and they want to sing Beautiful Love, but they want to sing it in E flat. Okay, now I need a 2-5-1 to its minor, to E flat's minor. What is E flat's minor? Well, that's C minor. First, here's E flat. The minor is the 6th of that key. So now I need a 2-5-1, and then I need a 2-5-1 to major. 2-5-1 minor, 2-5-1 major. Make sure before you can play one song that you can do that in all 12 keys. Now, Autumn Leaves teaches you how to do that. Same thing, only it's a little bit reverse of Autumn Leaves starts with major and goes to minor. Beautiful Love starts with minor and goes to major. It's just juxtaposition. It's like Lego blocks. You take these progressions, you stick them together, you got a song. Maybe you want to write a song, and you take these same progressions, come up with a rhythm and a melody. Now you got a song. Make sure I get 10% because I'm the one that told you this. No, just kidding. Yeah. So, make sure you can do a 2-5-1 major, 2-5-1 minor in any key you want. So, so now back to Beautiful Love. So sometimes you do have to adjust the voicing because of the melody. also great ear training as well. I forgot to tell you, there's another benefit. You ought to hear what a 2-5-1 to minor sounds like. As soon as I play that first chord, as soon as I put that B flat on there, as soon as I put that on there, you can hear minor. Now let me play you a 2-5-1 into D major instead of D minor. And so let's see if you can hear the difference. First, let me play 2-5-1 into D minor again. Now let me play 2-5-1 into D major. Hear that difference? Major has a different, it has a happier sound, has it? And all three chords were different. Hear the difference? So there's just so many benefits. You get good ear training. You can play it in whatever key you want. So take the time to learn basic progressions in all 12 keys. Okay. Beautiful look. Do, 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 do. Now here comes that beautiful G minor 11 chord. Now when we get to the C7, heading for F, we can play this, right? What if we put a D over that, a 2 triad over a C7? What would that sound like? Ooh. What did that technically give me? A 9 and a sharp 11. But maybe that's too much technical for you. Just think 2 triad over a C7 chord. So let's try that with a G minor 11. C7, I wonder what would happen if I put a 6 triad over that C7. So let's try that. Let's try that. Here's a G minor 11. Same left hand. Oh, that's nice too. Pick up these hacks. I told you this song has a lot to teach, and so do a lot of songs. So now I'm playing an A triad in first inversion. There it is, over a C7. Last time I put a D triad over. This time I put an A triad over. What if I did both? Oh, well, let's try it. Let's try that again. Let's try it again. A little bit. That more better. More better. More better. That's what practice is like. You stretch yourself until you sound bad. Keep stretching until that sounds good. But here's the point I was trying to make. Over that C7 shell, or I could have put this shell, but I don't like it. But I put a 2 triad. 2. What do I mean by 2? In the key of C, what's 2? This is. Now you say, that gives me a 9 and a sharp 11. And a 13. Nice. So I can go C7, 9, sharp 11, 13. Or, easy peasy, I can say D triad over C7. Here's a triad over C7. Okay, what that give me? Flat 9, 3, and a 13. Both are nice. You can do them in any order you want. Um, you can do this way, and that gives you that tension. Now we got another 2-5-1 to minor, and we got this. Now we got this D minor. What's going on here? Let's steal something here. Now this is a basic one. I think I mentioned this in my beginner series. See that F major 7 chord over a D bass? That gives me that D minor 9 sound. Now once I know that, once I know I have an F, so these are polychord. I'm thinking, I'm splitting my brain just like I split my hands. So D bass, go to the third of the chord, and play a major 7 chord. And once I know that, any of the inversions work. So I'm thinking F in my right hand, D in my left. So I'm here. Now here's that G minor 11 chord again. That's such a beautiful chord. I did a whole video on that. If you haven't checked that out, please do. On the minor 11 chord is my all-time, one of my all-time favorite chords. Now here comes that little tritone thing going on. Or a drop down, however you want to think about it. Just like minors, like sliding to other minors, so do dominant chords. Here's a B flat 7, dropping down to an A7. That A7 goes to D. B7. Now here's another voicing for an E minor 7. Flat 5. Now we've got about 2 or 3 of them. We had this. We had this. Now we have to accommodate the melody, so we did this. Now we're back at the top again. Now we could precede that. The song didn't tell us to do that, but my ear said to do it. Now that's in some kind of A7 chord, right? I'll do the 9. There's a 9. We do that. That set me up for this. I just left that B flat there just to give me a little nice flat 9 sound. Notice in my right hand, well, a little bit in my left hand, I am creating a diminished chord there. Right? You want to squeeze as much juice out of these songs as you can in your practice room, not in the performance. When you guys are, I don't do it, but when you guys are up on stage, forget all this stuff. This is for your thinking in the practice room. Every now and then, I tell you what I do. I pause. I pause a song. I mean, oh, I'm on D minor 9, right? Can I just go up? Here's another D minor. productive. So I said, all right, now that sounded pretty good. I got my minors together. Well, at least in that voicing I do. It's called a workout. It's called practice. It's called growing. It's called minors do like to slide to minors. Let's take this one. Let's take a big old run. Say, well, I can't do that. Well, then you might want to learn your minors a little bit better. So here's an F minor. Is it F minor 9? Just drop everything down, and you got a target. You should be able to do those drop downs, drop ups, go up, go down, majors, minors, doesn't matter. So out of one song, look how much stuff we're squeezing out of this. Hey, you want to get some more? Well, so we learned some things about how to voice dominant chords, but let's go back to the top again, and I got one more thing to show you. Now, when I get to that C7, I'm on 251 the major. Always remember that on this C, in some hand, usually in my right hand, my thinking is I can go up a whole step, right, and play a diminished chord, like this. Now that didn't sound too good because I have to accommodate the melody. By the way, that's where that kind of that A7 came from. But that's true with any time. Let's take an F. Right? Let's take that chord. Right? Now F likes to go to B flat, right? That's the 5 of B flat. So what if I went up a whole step and I played the F this way? No matter what inversion your diminished chord is in, as long as I got an F sharp in there somewhere, there it is right over sitting over there. Will that go to B flat? Let's see. You better believe it will. So let's go back to the C7. I put a 2 over it. I put a 6 over it. I could put a, depending on the melody, I could put a diminished chord over it. Every last one of those will go to F. Okay, so take two songs, Beautiful Love and Autumn Leaves. They are exactly the same. They're played in different keys. Beautiful Love is in quote unquote F. Autumn Leaves is in quote unquote B flat usually. Let's do that real quick and then we're out. What's going on here? I don't even have to put the chords sheet up. That's a 2 chord in the key of B flat. Just tell you that a diminished chord will go over that F chord. Yep. There's your 2-5-1 to major. Now it's going to go to the 4 chord. Now, what is the relative minor in the key of B flat? Well, G minor is, so we need a 2-5-1 to minor. Let's do a diminished chord here again. Do try our other little tricks on the dominant chord. Let's go to the 2 chord. Now we're on F, but we're going to put a G triad over that F because that's the 2 triad over a F7. It's nice. What's the 6 of F? Of D. Let's try that. Now will I go to a B flat chord? To the 4 chord? Did that little trick on that D chord too. I hope you caught it. 2-5-1 major and 2-5-1 minor. That's autumn leaves. Now you say, well, I don't want to just play that in B flat. I want to play that in. If you take my recommendation, try to learn autumn leaves in all 12 keys. But don't learn the song, learn the 2-5-1s. There's 2-5-1 major, 2-5-1 minor. And also learn Beautiful Love in all 12 keys. It's just the reverse, 2-5-1 minor, then 2-5-1 major, then 2-5-1 minor. Okay, drop it in the comments below here, down there somewhere. If this was helpful to you, hit the thumbs up bell. Happy playing. I just wish this Zoom thing will let me hear you play as well. Love to hear you guys, what you're doing with this stuff. And now, here's the coup de grace. Check any jazz song you want to check and find me one. Almost every last one of them have some version of this 2-5-1, either major, minor, or both. That's why these 2 songs are such teaching songs. Okay, Mike in Detroit, hopefully this was helpful to you, and we will talk to you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.